Kitchen with Renee. This episode is getting my New Year's Eve dinner together. First thing we're going to start with is a German chocolate cake. I don't know about you, but I love me a good German chocolate cake. Yes, ma'am. And I'm going to be mixing my batter up. I already got that already made. So I'm going to show you all the things that I have left to do because, child, let me tell you, I got a lot of cooking to do today. So I'm going to take you and we're going to pre-make this cake. And then I'm going to get my black-eyed peas rolling. And then I'm going to be making some cornbread. Oh, yeah. And then, if we're not going to have cornbread, I'm going to be rolling out with my pork chops. So we're going to have black-eyed peas with some smoked turkey in there. Then we're going to have some homemade cornbread. And then we're going to have some well-seasoned, delicious pork chops. And then, I don't know what else I need to put other than some good old-fashioned iced tea. We may have some iced tea. We may have a little bubbly on the side. We may have whatever their heart desires. But let's get down with this German chocolate cake. So I've put all my flour. I've already put my baking soda. I already put all my butter, all my oils, all my eggs. So all I got to do now is just whip it up with my mixer. So let me show you that I have the batter already ready to rock and roll. I just need to mix it up a little bit. I'm not going to take you through the whole process of making the cake because I got so much I got to cook this time. I'm just going to have this batter already made, get that going, and then we're going to rock and roll with those black-eyed peas. So let's get to cooking, you guys. So it's going to be a little noisy because I want to get this batter mixed up a little bit more, and then we're going to pour it into these cake pans right here. See these? All right, let's get to going, y'all. All nice and chocolatey. I've already pre-mixed it, so it doesn't need a lot more mixing. So I got that pre-mix. I'm going to take these and put it to the side. I don't know about you, but when I was a young kid, I loved to lick these batters. These little beaters. So I'm just going to stick these to the side because I'm going to have a little session with them later. All right. Now, let me tell you about these pans. Now, these pans right here that I have that I'm going to put my cake batter in, these were my mother's pans. This is the pans that I learned to make cakes in. As you can see, these pans are well loved. I started using these pans when I graduated high school in 1981. And what year are we going into? 2024, baby. So look at this. These pans are well seasoned, and I go old school where you put the oil in the pan and you put the flour in there and you pat it around till you coat the whole entire cake pan. That's how my mama taught me. So that's how we gonna still roll, and that's how I bake to this day. Well, they have some sprays that have the flour already in the spray, but I don't use those because they don't coat the pan with enough flour like I need it to be. And I know this is a true proven method that this works. So this is how your girl roll when I'm cooking in the kitchen over here. Alright, so let's get this batter, cake batter, poured into these pans, and let's get it into the oven. Alright, let's get them poured in here. I'm you guys can see that. Hold on, make sure you guys get a good view of that. There you go. That's a whole lot better. Alright, so these are the pans, and I'm going to divide this batter in between both of these pans. So we're going to put a little bit here. And we're going to put a little bit here. I'm going to scrape this bowl. My mother said you don't want to leave any of the goodness behind. So get all that goodness out of that bowl. So we're going to get all the goodness out of this bowl. And I think that's what the kids these days, they need to be in the kitchen with their grandmothers, their mothers, teaching them how to cook from scratch. Because now, these days, including myself, I got daughters that they love to put everything in the microwave or the elder steamable packages, which is all good and dandy. I got nothing wrong with that. But sometimes you got to learn how to cook certain things from scratch. Because not everything in bags and containers tastes as good as they did back in the day, boy. Those were the good old days where you knew your mom was in there cooking and the whole kitchen and stuff smelled so good. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And you know I'm going to have a love affair with this spatula right here too. So, my mom always taught me, shake these pans around so you can get, sorry if my camera's shaking, you get all that cake distributed the way it's supposed to be. Alright, I've got my oven set at 350. So we are going to take it to the stove. I'm going to show you guys, turn you that way so you can see me going over there and putting these into the stove. I mean the oven. Here we go. Woohoo! They look good, child. They look real good. So we got them in the oven, and I've got my oven, like I said, set at 350. So we're gonna let those cook until they get brown, and you can. My mother, let me tell you, my mother back in the day, she would always say, Renee, go to that broom and give me one of those straws out of that broom. And I'd go get a straw of that broom, and she would use that as her cake tester. Or they would use, like, you know, a toothpick. Remember when they used to get a toothpick? Now they got these handy dandy cake testers, and that's what I use. I use this cake tester right here. I got these cake testers from Pamper Chef. Y'all know about Pamper Chef. Pamper Chef been around long time, child. So this is what I'm going to use. So I'll come back, and when the cakes are done, and we will go from there. All right, guys, we're going to get this German chocolate cake together today, because I'm thinking about it, and I can't wait to sink my teeth in it. And the best part is that I usually make my pecan, my coconut and pecan frosting. But child, I got too much to do today, so I went to the store and I brought from Betty Crocker. I brought the rich and creamy coconut pecan frosting. Child, that's what we're gonna be using today. Miss Renee's cutting corners because I got, like I said, I got a lot of cooking to do, and I want to get my dinner done and as quick and efficient as possible. So, yep. This is what we're going to be using, and I have some pecans that I'm going to put on the top of this German chocolate cake, because you know this frosting has pecans in it, and that looks beautiful, but we always got to put a little extra on the top. We need some whole pecans, child. to put on top of that cake, and then that will bring it all together. Y'all just wait and see. I'm gonna hook this cake up. We gonna hook it up. All right, guys, I'll be back when it's time to take that cake out of the oven. All right, see you in a little bit. Get ready. Guys, since I'm waiting for the cake to get done, let's just have a little chit chat about these beaters. Y'all know when you were in the kitchen with your mom, or you were in the kitchen just making your own cakes, you know you wanted these batters. Well, I was very fortunate because I was the baby of the family. All my other sisters were either too busy or they were hanging with their friends, so I was in the kitchen with my mom all the time. So who got all the delicious treats? Me. I got them all. So let's go and enjoy these batters. This strawberry chocolate cake tastes so good. Here, you guys want to saw it. Excuse my manners. I'm over here just licking on these things and didn't know that I had my family with me. So here, you guys go ahead and get your licks and I'll get mine. Don't it taste good? You know it too. Come on, you know you want another lick. So go ahead. Don't ever say I didn't share my cooking with you. Especially the good stuff. Go ahead. You're almost done. While you guys are working on that, I'm done with mine. See? I'm an expert. And I'm sure you guys are. I'm going to the spatula next. Come on. Lick a little more. You got some more left off the top. We need a good little treat while we're waiting for that cake to come out the oven. And if you get some on your hand, you know you gotta lick that off too. Child, we ain't trying to waste none of this batter. Alright, guys. I think you're done, and I'm done. So I'll be back when it's time to take the cakes out of the oven. Ain't nothing like licking the batter or the spatula. Alright, guys. I'll see you in a little bit. Guys, the cake is looking good. Let's pull them out and test and see and make sure that they are cooked all the way. Cake tester here. I'm just going to stick them in there, and if you don't see any moisture on your cake, then that means they are ready to go. Look at that. How beautiful that is. Let me show you. They look good. Came out clean. So let's take these cakes out. Let's take them out. Guys, let's take these cakes out of these pans. I usually take like a little knife and go around the edges and make sure that they're not sticking around the edges of the cake pan. And then I do a little shaky shake. Make sure that the cake is all out. And then I usually take my hand, flip it over. Ooh, look at that. Looks beautiful. And then I have a little cake topper that I put on the top of my cake. And I flip it over. Just like that. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. Alright. Now I know you guys are saying, Renee, you don't let your cakes cool. Nope. I don't let them cool that much because this is when I want to take the frosting and I want to put it on this part of the cake. So it'll melt a little bit, and it'll also make the inside of the cake really, really moist. So that's what the frosting looks like. See how you can see the bits of the pecans in there? So let me get my spreader and I'll be right back. Let's go ahead and get my cake spatula that I have. And I'm just going to I usually mix it up a little bit. Kind of like, make sure it doesn't come out all clumpy. And then I usually just take some and just put it on the middle part of that cake. And that way the inside, when I put the other top of my cake on here, it'll be nice and moist in the inside. Nobody wants to be cutting into a cake that's all dry. Nope. So we're just gonna put a nice little layer of this coconut pecan frosting in the middle, especially on the edges, because that's where your cake's going to be coming together, and you want all the edges to meet. So you just spread that on there. Alright, looks good. Might need a little bit on this side. Alright, so now what you do is you're going to take the other cake out of the pan. Do the same thing we did before. You're just going to rotate your pan around to loosen up your cake so we can get it all together. And then put your hand over it, turn it over. Beautiful. And then you're just going to lay it on top. Look at that. Beautiful. And always clean up as you go. You clean up as you go, you have less dishes that you got to deal with. And always make sure your hands and stuff are always nice and clean. So look at the cake. See what I'm talking about? How it's going to be all nice and moist. So now we're going to go ahead, and I always get 2 containers of this coconut and pecan. The German chocolate cake is not a German chocolate cake till you have this coconut and pecan frosting on it. And I always start at the top and work my way around. And if your cake moves, that's okay. That means it's nice and tender and soft. So you're going to move it around. Some on that top, because we're going to come back and add more onto the top. So you can put like a thin layer on the top of your cake, which would be perfect. Now we're going to start putting our frosting and stuff around the sides. You just put it there and you just start frosting your cake. And I try to get all the frosting, child, out of this container. Because I love me some good frosting. And we're just going to frosting it all around. And you need to rotate your cake stand. And I got my second container of frosting, and I'm just going to stir that around to loosen it up some. And then we're going to just start where we left off. And we're just going to frost in this cake, and we're just going to rotate it around. Just rotate it around. And if you don't like a lot of frosting, you don't have to put a lot of frosting. It's whatever you like. See, just frosting the cake all the way around. And then one day, if you guys want me to show you how I make my cake from scratch, you know, with the batter and stuff, just let me know and I'll make a video of it. I just wanted to cut some time off of this video because I knew I had a lot of cooking I needed to do. And as you just turn it around, and you just keep rotating your cake. If you have too much frosting, you see me scraping my cake spatula. I just keep going around and around. And then I take the excess of the frosting off. And if it gets onto your cake little stand, that's okay. Just go around, scrape the edges, and put it back where it needs to go. Doesn't that look good, you guys? That's a good looking cake right there, right? Uh-huh. And we are almost done. And it did not take any time to get this cake put together. I told you, if you have all your ingredients there and have it all organized, because when I cook in the kitchen, I like to plan all my stuff out. I like everything to be organized, got all my supplies, so I don't have to be jumping from one place to another trying to, get all my stuff together. Because I'm telling you, cooking like that, that's just going to make more problems for you. All right, so let me show you what it looks like. Look at that. Doesn't that look beautiful? Look at that. Beautiful. Now, I might want to put some more frosting on this side. If you turn around, you see your cake, and it has some areas where, you missed a spot. No problem. You just go and you just take some more frosting, and you just move it along. Just keep moving it along. So like this one side over here is a little thin, and I just need to add more frosting to it. Child, you're always going to have a lot of frosting left over, so don't worry about running out of frosting, because trust and believe, you will not. Alright, now let's put some pecans on the top of this. I just have some of these pecans. I'm just going to pick out some of the whole pecans. And I like my pecans to look like this, whole. And I'm just going to place them on the top of the cake. Isn't that beautiful? They look gorgeous. Beautiful. Tell you, you cannot have a cake without you some pecans. And I put one in the middle. Woohoo! I love it. Beautiful. Alright, let me give you a close-up look of what it looks like. Are you ready? Okay, let's check out this German chocolate cake. This is the German chocolate cake. Look at all the pecans on the top of this cake. Doesn't that look beautiful? Rotate it around and see how it looks. That is a beautiful cake right there. So, woohoo! My German chocolate cake is ready for the new year. Woohoo! This will be my first German chocolate cake of 2024. Oh, and I just remembered, I've showed you guys how I've done my black eyed peas and made my pork chops and stuff in my cornbread. So what I'll do is that later in the week, I will go ahead and just maybe do like a short and let you see what our Thanksgiving dinner looks like, and then I won't make a video of all that stuff because you guys have already seen that already, but you never saw me put a German chocolate cake together. So I thought this one was pretty cool. Woohoo! Alright, German chocolate cake, you looking mighty good, girl. Let me give you a look of it up above on the overhead so you can see it from high above. And alright, you guys, I hope you are having a very fantastic start of your 2024. You know your girl is, and I want to wish everyone a fabulous and safe and healthy and just the best 2024 start of this beautiful year. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. Have a blessed day. And let me spend some special time with my family here on my YouTube channel. And we are going to be doing great things in the upcoming series and things over here in Renee's garden. All right, you guys, don't forget, as always, Miss Renee will see you in the next video. All right, German chocolate cake. I see you, girl. I see you. All right, guys, take care.